What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be doing a little bit different of a video just because I'm still recovering from being under the weather. Don't worry, it wasn't COVID. I tested negative. But I wanted to do a reaction video just because I've seen some videos on YouTube that I thought that would be very helpful for us to just kind of go over, and it kind of correlates with what we talk about here on the channel. So today's video we're doing Frank Tufano's calories in, calories out is a lie and why CICO is wrong. I never seen any of Frank's videos, so there's a disclaimer. I've never seen this video or any of Frank's videos, and I'm very interested to see why he believes this is a lie. Let's see.
Just count calories, bro.
Make a healthy recipe that's just healthy because it's so low in calories.
Bodybuilders and keto dieters trying to make cheat meals, praising artificial sweeteners. Dude, it's low in calories. You gotta try this. CICO might help some people lose weight, but it will not make you healthy. The only way to be healthy is to optimize all lifestyle factors, and for diet, that involves restoring nutrient deficiencies and removing negative foods.
The first thing I'm noticing is that he's saying being in a caloric deficit and calories in versus calories out does not necessarily make a healthy diet. I understand that angle, right? Because just because you are in a caloric deficit doesn't necessarily mean you're eating a healthy diet, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're having 700 calories of Reese's Cups, it's still Reese's Cups, and that's not necessarily a healthy diet. You may lose weight, but you're not on a healthy diet. And now, he did mention the artificial sweeteners, but it is a good substitution, right? It's not a healthy substitution, but it's a good way to minimize the amount of calories that you're consuming. If you're doing your low-calorie syrups, if you're doing your Diet Cokes, are those the healthiest things? Of course not. I would never claim for them to be the healthiest things, but it does help minimize how many calories you're consuming on a daily basis, which for me is the bottom line. If you're gonna be eating in a caloric deficit, you wanna minimize how many calories you're having. So let's see where this goes.
Whatever you want for your appearance, physically, it will come once you become healthy. Don't focus on the goal, focus on how you're getting there. CICO is based around...
Hold on. I need to rewind that back. In order for me to attain my fitness goals, my physique goals, whatever you want to call it, it comes down to just being healthy. Yes and no, right? Yes, because yeah, of course, you have to maintain a healthy lifestyle in order to receive the results, right? Yes, you want to be healthy to obtain your fitness goals, but it's not the end all be all. You can find ways to manipulate your body and manipulate your diet to make it enjoyable.
CICO is debunked fairly easily on the basis that macronutrient composition in the diet matters just as much as calories. The protein, fat, and carbohydrate ratios you're consuming are just as important, if not more important, than the calories.
Okay, so I like that argument, and I think that he is onto something, right? Because your macros matter, but they don't matter. For me, my main focus is a low-calorie, high-protein meal, right? What does that mean? For me, that means I'm gonna have at least 1 gram per body weight. At least the rest of my macros, wherever they fall, they fall. The micronutrients matter, but I don't think that you need to be stressing yourself over every single macro, because I've been somebody who used to track all my macros. I used to track my protein, my carbs, and my fat, and I used to be very stringent about, no, I can't eat this because if I do this, I'm gonna be higher in fats and I'm gonna be higher in carbs, and that means I can't eat this. It's very stressful. It's very stressful to just focus on your macros. I find it for me to be a little bit more easier just to be able to focus primarily on calories and on the protein.
If it was macronutrients in, macronutrients out, MIMO instead of CICO, we would have a more difficult argument, but we can still debunk that later. And keep in mind, I'm not discounting calories as an important component of diet, but it's definitely overblown. It's something I've never counted or really seen as a priority. I've never done it myself. I've never recommended it with my clients. And by oversimplifying diet to calories, you're causing people to not think and address their underlying health issues.
I can see where he's coming from. I understand his argument. Perhaps macros in versus macros out works for him, right? Maybe it's what his body responds best to. Personally, when I used to track my macros, my calorie count was much lower than what it used to what I'm consuming now. That means I'm eating more food now and still lost the same amount of weight than when I was counting my macros. And we're talking about maybe like a 300 to 400 calorie difference. Like right now I'm consuming anywhere between 22 to 2400 calories, and I'm losing weight consistently. When I was counting my macros, I remember there was points in time that I was eating maybe 17 to 1800 calories a day, and I was starving. literally starving. For me, this was miserable. I could not consistently keep up this diet because I felt like I wasn't eating enough, and I just wanted to binge. I wanted to go out and eat things. I wanted to eat pizza. I wanted to have my ice cream, but I wouldn't do it because I'm like, oh, it doesn't fit my macros. I can't do it. As I mentioned to you guys in certain videos, after a certain point, your body's gonna hit a plateau. It's gonna hit a wall, and either one or two things are gonna happen. Either you need to burn more calories, or you need to consume less calories. And when you're at that point where you're eating 1,700 calories a day, and you need to pull another 100, 200 calories to continuously keep losing weight, dude, you're gonna be eating fucking air, and it sucks. So that's why I don't necessarily believe anymore in macros in versus macros out, because I used to be a very big believer, and I think there's actually videos on my channel from like maybe a year or 2 years ago where I was a big voucher for macros in versus macros out. And then I shifted that and I started focusing more on a high protein, lower calorie diet, and I'm seeing better results, and I'm eating more food, and I feel more satiated. For me, again, my personal opinion, I want to feel like I'm full. I want to feel good when I'm dieting. I don't want to feel like I'm starving myself.
That calories in versus calories out is incorrect, because the person was eating 2,000 calories with carbohydrates, maintaining, if not gaining weight, but when the calories were increased to 2,600 of fat and protein, they lost weight on more calories. Once this becomes accepted and common knowledge, people will start looking deeper into nutrition, vitamins, minerals, fatty acids, as well as negative aspects, such as antibiotic residue and agrochemicals.
So, a diet is simple, guys. And when you start thinking about everything outside of just eating less food, you're overcomplicating a diet. There's no way around that. I don't want you guys to watch this video or Frank's video and think that losing weight should be that complicated, right? When we're talking about fatty acids and all these other internal systems that we have to worry about, you don't have to worry about those things. Should you? Yes, right? I'm not saying that you should completely abolish those ideas, but to get the ball rolling, to get your stuff going in terms of losing weight, eat less food, right? It's very simple. If you are burning more food than you're consuming, hypothetically, you should be losing weight, right? It's not hard. If you don't need to worry about X, Y, and Z when you just need to worry about one thing, and that's the calories in versus calories out. And that is the only reason why I'm such a big believer in calories in versus calories out, because it's a very simplistic way to look at food. And I feel like if you're gonna be on a diet, it needs to be simple. Macro counting is very complicated.
A person usually believes that what they're doing is working just fine. Yeah, let's see if your PP works just fine after a year of estrogenic feedlot beef on the carnivore diet.
Dude, that's way too complicated. I always vouch for one thing. If calories in versus calories out doesn't work for you, that's fine. If macro counting works for you, that's fine. It's whatever works best for you as a viewer, as a consumer. Whatever makes the tedious process of being on a diet easier for you, do it.
Is going to be getting so much more estrogen, omega-6 fatty acids, their testosterone will tank, various hormonal pathways will dysfunction, endocannabinoid system, and they tend to become insulin resistant and store weight around their guts, simply due to the estrogenic agrochemicals like the herbicide atrazine found in feedlot meat.
I'm gonna be honest with you, no disrespect to Frank, but my head fucking hurts listening to this. And the only reason it hurts is not because of Frank, it's because there's so much science to it that it's complicating the process of losing weight. I don't know his viewers, and I don't know Frank personally at all, but if I'm coming to this channel and I'm watching this video and I want to understand why calories in versus calories out is a lie, he's scaring the fuck out of me just dieting in general. It makes me feel like anything I eat is fucking scary. Like, that's just the truth.
People who focus on food quality, they tend to have more favorable body compositions. So hopefully this opens up the minds of some people that you shouldn't worry about calories too much.
All right, so overall thoughts. I think that Frank does present some valid points in terms of macro counting. For some people, losing weight is a very difficult task, believe it or not. Here in the US, there's a lot of people, a lot of individuals who are obese. And the reality is that losing weight is a challenge. It's a fucking mountain to climb. And if I come across a video like this, while it is informative and while it is science-backed and he has a lot of good information in there, it's scary shit. It is very scary shit. Now, is he shelling you from the truth? 100% no. I think that it's good that he's upfront with you, because the reality is that you do need to make healthy choices when it comes to the type of food that you're eating on a daily basis. I'm not telling you to go out and eat Twinkies, McDonald's, and all these other different types of food. You guys know my channel. I do not condone going out and eating that on a daily basis, but if you want to enjoy it from time to time and maintain a caloric deficit, then you can do that. And you can enjoy the foods that you want to enjoy, but still continue progressing forward. And I think that that's super important. Focusing on a high protein, low calorie diet is what works best for me. And it's personally what I suggest for you guys. Now, again, if macros in versus macros out works for you, by all means, go ahead and do it. I personally don't care. As long as you can find something that is sustainable for you to lose weight at a controlled pace, then by all means do it. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you guys do want to check out Frank, his video is going to be linked in the description. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I hope that by next week I am feeling 100% so we can go back to our normal types of content. And if you guys do want to see a little bit more reaction videos, please let me know. Leave a comment down below if you guys want to see more videos just like this. But I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Mother lover, you gon' love this. Graduated from a rebel to a revolutionary in my area, they love this. I'm a wreck it like I'm revving the engine, heaven's ascension, every dimension, give me attention. Look at my soul, look at my heart, look at my hope. Got the world on my back, but I carry it though. Tell them God got my hand, I ain't